Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday, June 4, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. CXC reverses a decision to suspend subjects to roll out new generation tech and science syllabuses. Teachers' strike continues as GTU government to resume talks on June 10. Improving efficiency at GUYSUCO a top priority as CHEONG assumes CEO position. Gunmen attack rob BLAIRMONT businessman and family. An adventure bus driver shot robbed upon returning home from funeral. Now for the news in detail. The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has announced that it will not proceed with the suspension of 4 examination subjects, following a wave of public concern and discussions with regional education ministers. In our lead story tonight, Trishelle Sobers reports that the Regional Examination Council has also announced the implementation of a menu of new generation technology and science syllabuses as education ministries across the Caribbean recommit to investing in education.
The subjects initially considered for suspension were Agricultural Science Double Award, Mechanical Engineering CSEC, Green Engineering, and Electrical and Electronic Engineering CAPE. But during a virtual press conference on Tuesday, CXC Registrar and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Wayne Wesley announced that following a meeting with regional stakeholders, the body has decided against suspending the subjects. However, he disclosed that the body's previous decision to suspend the subjects was as a result of a performance study, which presented figures signaling a downward trend in registration numbers for exams for those 4 subjects. According to the study, which dates back to 2017, roughly 4,500 students across the region register for the electrical and electronic engineering examinations annually, and below 2,400 register for mechanical engineering technology. Registration numbers for the remaining subjects are below these figures. Additionally, it was revealed that half of the region's territories have not registered students for any of the subjects in the last 5 years. Among the reasons for this trend is the lack of access to updated technical equipment, lack of practical experience for students due to inadequacy of facilities, lack of qualified teaching professionals to administer the broad syllabus, and lack of human capital to provide support for areas such as welding, plumbing, and electrical installation. However, the CXC Registrar said given the importance of the subjects, regional education ministers have recommitted to investments in education to ensure these subjects are better supported.
The governments of the region would have articulated a plan to drive an economy that is based on climate change resilience, agricultural, food security, as well as our environmental protection, given what we are prone to in the region for disasters. And so with that commitment from government across the region, coupled with marketing of those subjects to students, should drive greater demand, of course, within our school system.
Meanwhile, CXC also announced that a menu of new generation science and technology programs will be rolled out in the regional school system soon. Among the subjects are entrepreneurship, performing arts, physical education and sport, tourism, animation and game design, logistics and supply chain operations, digital media and financial services, all at the level of CAPE.
Some are not yet at the desired demand. Governments will work with CXC in a partnership in building demand for these new programs to enable their cost viability. 3. Accordingly, today's deliberations with the Ministers of Education reinforce the need for a collective regional marketing thrust to promote the priority subject areas in STEM or STEAM education and climate-smart agriculture, which are considered critical for the economic growth and sustainable development of the region.
Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Representatives of the Guyana Teachers Union, the Labor Ministry, and the Education Ministry will meet again next week to resume talks aimed at finalizing an agreement on the payment period for salary increases for teachers. Trishelle Sobers joins us again with the details.
This is the third time the Labour Ministry will facilitate conciliatory talks between the Ghana Teachers Union and the Education Ministry since the resumption of strike action on Thursday, May 9, 2024. During a live social media broadcast on Tuesday, GTU President Mark Light said the union is expecting to have a fruitful engagement this time around. However, he insisted that the strike will continue until the GTU and teachers get a fair bargain. Nevertheless, the GTU president said the union is very concerned about the impact this situation is having on students.
We have reached out because we believe that this situation must not go on forever, that through dialogue, that is one of the ways that mature, responsible people can mend the differences and move to a place where we can start the talks, the constructive and meaningful talks.
The talks are scheduled for Monday, June 10. That day will mark 62 days of a continuous strike action and a significant absence of educators in schools across the country. Light said the union and the government were unable to arrive at terms of resumption that were, quote, fair to educators during their previous engagements. However, if talks fail for a third time, the union will pursue arbitration.
The strike continues until we have favorable terms of resumption that will pave the way for conciliation, and if conciliation fails thereafter, for us to initiate the process of arbitration. We want the government side to understand that we are serious about the teachers' needs. We come not as a political party, we come as educators of this nation, and we come on the interests of the educators.
The GTU has been pressing for salary increases for the years 2019 to 2023 to be negotiated. However, the Education Ministry has insisted it will only deal with the year 2024 onwards. Only recently, the GTU disclosed that it was willing to compromise for the years 2019 to 2020. Meanwhile, Education Minister Priya Manikchad had recently disclosed that just over 50% of educators across the country are not turning up for work. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Sugar Corporation, GUYSUCO, Paul CHEONG, has identified improving efficiency at the state-run company as one of his top priorities now that he has officially assumed the job. Here is Gerald Bryan with the details.
GUYSUCO's Chief Executive Officer, CEO Paul CHEONG, assumed the mantles of the state-run company last month. In an interview with this newscast, CHEONG, who formerly served as chairman of the Private Sector Commission, spoke about his priorities at the sugar company. One such priority is improving efficiency and reducing wastage of cane in the production process.
We have to also reduce the amount of cane it takes to make a ton of sugar, right, to improve efficiency. Right, right. So those are some things that we're working on. We got to get motivated, and staff, everybody got here part of the organization, and we need a highly motivated and skilled staff to execute properly. Competent, because we're competent in whatever they're doing.
Meanwhile, CHEONG explained that he is still settling into his role at the company, but given his background in agriculture, he is quite familiar with the sugarcane industry. In this regard, the CEO was confident that he could tackle existing challenges at GUYSUCO.
I'm passionate about making changes. Getting it successful. Because I think a lot of people depend on it, and communities depend on GUYSUCO.
CHEONG served as PSC chairman for 2 consecutive years. He was first elected to the post in April 2021 and re-elected in 2022. His immediate predecessor at GUYSUCO, Sesnarain Singh, has since been identified as Guyana's ambassador to Brussels, Belgium. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Armed bandits last evening attacked the proprietors of a general store at BLAIRMONT, West Bank, Berbice, in Region 5 and carted off millions in cash and jewelry. Here is more from Andrew Carmichael.
The incident occurred at about 19 hours 20 on Monday as Nadir Hussain was about to close his business operations situated at number 4 Settlement, Blairmont, West Bank, Berbice. Hussain, who also works at GUYSUCO Blairmont Estate Factory, said he was going to close the gate to the premises when he was pounced upon by 5 armed men. According to the businessman, all of the intruders were masked and one of them choked him and dragged him back into the shop. His wife, Revati Prasad, who was also in the yard at the time, was targeted by one of the bandits who pulled her into the shop as well.
In the proceeding, one of them wholly brutally in the shop at one point. At the same time, choked me at the time. That choke for shot of red like and the rest of them proceeding to ransack all the drawer, all the shelves, all the bag that hang up, and they go into the kitchen, use the bag to get into the kitchen. They ransack the chest of drawer, pull out the drawer, bring out the lock them, go till upstairs, front room in the wardrobe, pull out the drawers them, and all valuable and carry like cash and jewelry, everything.
Then killing the pine they go and one of them lock off he and then tell you not for holler. But me still holler.
Meanwhile, a neighbor whose dog ran out of the gate as he was returning home ran towards the shop to get his pet, but he was confronted by one of the armed bandits who was standing guard at the gate. He was told to go and sit and was relieved of a cellular phone. A customer who was approaching the shop when he realized what was happening tried to turn away, but it was too late.
The man said, "Don't turn back." And he walked up to me. He pulled my gold chain off my neck and he pulled me in the shop. He said, "Sit down. Don't move." So I complied, I sit down. He put in my pocket, he took out my wallet, I tell him no valuables in my wallet. So he gave me back my wallet and he took my phone.
During the robbery, the businessman was gun-butted.
When he go in the shop and knock his head, he start to bleed. He had bleed plenty, so me stretch my hand and me hold for him to because my bag not let him knock on the door because he's strapped with pressure. And after me see the blood start pouring down, we just get a roll with toilet paper hang up in front of the counter and pull it and try to squeeze the hair. So the one hold me at one point and brace me with the other one, brace me towards my husband. And the rest do what they got to do. All over the ransack and find all the money. They even check out the drawer them upstairs. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 upstairs. I mean, that 3 bag what I was going to do business with. Like different occasion, it's going to be different bag because depends on what business they're going to do. All had money, all them empty.
The bandit reportedly carted off $3 million in cash, an undisclosed amount of phone cards, and about $4 million worth of jewelry.
The man said, "Don't turn back." And he walked up to me. He pulled my gold chain off my neck and he pulled me in the shop. He said, "Sit down. Don't move." So I complied, I sit down. He put in my pocket, he took out my wallet, I tell him no valuables in my wallet. So he gave me back my wallet and he took my phone.
The men reportedly left through the front gate and went in the direction of the seashore in Itika.
In the process of the robbery, the man who hold we had custody, he was on his phone communicating with I don't know who, saying that there is no police patrol at the station. Y'all take your time and do what y'all gotta do. I get y'all covered.
Investigations are ongoing. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Meanwhile, a minibus driver was also last evening shot and robbed of his gold jewelry upon returning home from a funeral. Injured is 42-year-old Charan Ragobir, also known as Pepsi of Adventure Region 2. He was attacked at his residence by a masked man armed with a gun at around 22 hours 30. Ragobir was entering his yard when the armed bandit approached him and fired 3 shots, one of which struck him to his foot. The suspect then snatched the man's gold chain and rings before making a prompt escape. Ragobir was rushed to the Suddy Public Hospital where he is currently being treated for his injury. During a police investigation, a 9mm spent shell was recovered at the scene. Coming up, U.S.-bound passengers at CJIA arrested for attempting to smuggle $117 million worth of gold, and President Ali offers land for pepper cultivation to new Temeri leaseholders. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
In today's tough driving conditions, every engine faces three powerful enemies: engine heat, pollutants, and frequent short trips. Each factor is a direct cause of engine sludge, a buildup of dirt that can block vital oilways. This triple threat demands triple protection. Castrol GTX's Triple Protect Power is engineered to fight these three main causes of engine sludge.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate, ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah. What a catch, oh, what a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, what a catch.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, me, Madeka. Obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, yeah, I want to have a date now.
We can build on that.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Customs officers of the Guyana Revenue Authority today seized a quantity of gold jewelry from 3 passengers, 2 of whom are U.S. citizens, who were attempting to leave on an American Airlines flight bound for New York, USA. The operation led to the discovery of approximately 240 ounces of virtually pure gold disguised as silver-plated jewelry, which these passengers were attempting to take out of the country without the necessary permits and declaration to customs officials. The seized gold carries a value of over $117 million. The outgoing passengers were arrested and handed over to the Guyana Police Force. Investigations are continuing with a view to determining whether they are part of any organization reportedly smuggling gold out of Guyana without the necessary declarations and permits. Charges are likely to be laid under the Customs and Anti-Money Laundering Acts. Gerald Bryan joins us now to report that with Guyana at the half-year mark for the 2024 fiscal year, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Sonia Parag has assured that her ministry is keeping a close watch on the various regions to ensure the timely execution of projects. Here is more.
Since its return to office, the People's Progressive Party Civic (PPPC) has emphasized the importance of value for money on government projects. The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development received an allocation of $23.4 billion in the 2024 budget. Speaking with reporters recently, Subject Minister Sonia Parag explained the works currently ongoing under her ministry to execute this budget.
We are at the stage of advertising for the final set of projects that we have, but we are on track with our capital projects. The regions are also, we are tracking them to ensure that they work in a timely manner to have not only the projects advertised but awarded and commenced.
That being said, Minister Parag was confident that the ministry is on track to achieve its goals as the year-end approaches.
So we have been monitoring all of that, but I think we're in good stead coming up to year-end.
The Ministry of Local Government's budget for 2024 includes $5 billion for the Sustainable Livelihood and Entrepreneurial Development SLED program. There are also allocations for subventions to municipalities and neighborhood democratic councils. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
After decades of occupancy, hundreds of residents of Timeri and surrounding communities have received the leases for their lands. As we hear in this Michael Henry report, President Dr. Irfan Ali has offered these new leaseholders land along the Susai-Linden Highway for the cultivation of pepper.
We have new settlements. We are just speaking about new settlements. We have tourism, major tourism initiative and development that are coming. And we also want to develop farms.
President Dr. Irfan Ali on Monday speaking to new leaseholders at Timeri, Swanton, Kurukururu and Banakari. Some 435 residents finally received land leases for lands that they have been occupying for decades. During the event, the President emphasized the government's commitment to balanced urban development, modern farming initiatives, and economic empowerment amidst the complexities of building the new Silica City Highway infrastructure. The head of state mentioned that this new highway requires a special urban planning environment which will be beneficial for farmers. Specifically, he revealed that farmers engaged in the cultivation of hot peppers will be supported through a production facility.
So if we have 500 persons, and the 500 persons are concentrating in hot pepper, we will put a production facility that will take off all the hot pepper from you. You don't have to travel to go to the market to sell it. We'll fix the price, they take off the hot pepper from you, and the last time we calculated this. A person with a 1-acre farmstead can move from zero earning annually to more than $1.2 million annually with that shade house.
In this regard, the President said of the new leaseholders, those who are interested in modern farming would receive 1/8 of an acre of land. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
Waters are receding from lands in the Blackbush polder as interventions have been made by authorities. This is according to Region 6 Chairman David Armagon. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael, who has been monitoring the situation, has that report.
The flooding to all 4 polders was as a result of 4 days of rainfall which started during the Independence weekend. This resulted in floods in some parts of the region, but the worst hit was Blackbush polder, especially Leslie Holden. According to Region 6 Chairman David Armagon, Leslie Holden was most affected because the sluice at Adventure was silted and could not have been cleared until it started raining.
And secondly, there was no pump at Adventure at the time when the rain started to fall. So that's basically 2 reasons why you had a high level of water in the Leslie Holden area.
A pump has since been installed at Adventure and the outfall channel is being dug. Meanwhile, at number 43 Village, there are 2 pumps at the sluice which drains Yakasari.
There's same problem with the sluice there as well. The sluice needs to be desilted, and that is happening right now. There's a contractor working there to desilt the sluice, and both pumps are working at 43. Then there's another pump at Eversham that drains Maibikuri. That pump is also operable, and there's also another excavator working there to desilt that sluice.
Armagon said those interventions should see all of the water being removed from the land. However, he noted that at Yakasari, more needs to be done to ensure those residents get fast drainage.
I went into Yakasari at the back area as well, the residential area, especially the residential area where people are living behind the school and so, you have heavy flooding there as well. And that's because too there needs to be some work on the internal drainage system. Because if the internal drainage system was in the Blackbush Pool area was in very good shape as well, what we should find the water would have been able to move out to the residential area and come into the main area. But unfortunately we have some area there too where some of the trenches need to be cleaned, but the Blackbush NDC are working to ensure that those internal drains are clean.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Collaboration between Guyana and France is fast advancing with the joint working group that was set up to pursue areas of bilateral cooperation between the two countries, meeting for the first time and successfully agreeing on specific programs in areas such as defense and climate change as well as timelines. This was announced by Foreign Secretary Robert Persaud in a statement on Tuesday. It was revealed that representatives from the government of Guyana and the government of France convened the inaugural Guyana-France Joint Working Group meeting on May 29, 2024, virtually. Persaud, who co-chaired the meeting, revealed that the discussions were focused on building cooperation in defense, regional security, climate change, food security, infrastructure development, technology, and tourism. The Joint Working Group agreed to a timeline for initiating programs in the aforementioned areas and to meet in the last quarter of 2024 to evaluate progress. Both delegations committed to the continued engagement aimed at fostering closer relations between Guyana and France. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, June 5, 2024 at 3 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 15:55 hours on Wednesday, June 5, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
Dominates first 4 rounds of National Chess Championship and girls lights up proceedings as ExxonMobil U14 continues. Details of these stories and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Miners, welders, and contractors. Have broken parts caused you tremendous downtime? Do you need an extra heavy-duty, dependable welding machine that will get the toughest jobs done and can also double as a generator to power all of your tools? Well, your #1 industrial solutions provider Sylvies has you covered. We currently have in stock the Hobart Champion Elite Arc Welder and Generator. This capable electric start generator produces up to 11,000 watts of AC power to run tools, work lights, or backup power during an outage. It can simultaneously deliver 150 amps weld output and 8,000 watts of generator power and can run up to 14 hours on one 12-gallon tank of gas. This portable generator handles mild steel, stainless steel, and cast iron with a maximum thickness of ½ inch in a single pass. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.